speaker today, Adam Walter with Virtual C. Virtual C is a Focus Suite tenant, relatively new to our community up here. But with that, I'll turn it over to Adam.
Make this work.
Am I coming through? All right. Yeah, my name is Adam Walter. Often people ask us what we do. I'm not going to do much in doing a sales pitch here. I have a burning thing on my mind this week, and I decided to make it into my Focus Suite presentation. And it's this problem I have. And my problem is that I'm trying to buy a truck. Do you guys drive trucks at all? Okay. I hate car shopping. I really do. And so I decided I was just going to buy a truck. My van is falling apart. It's 155,000 miles. It's done a great job. I've got 4 kids, but they're old enough they can sit in the front, and I miss having a larger car. It doesn't help that when I turn on my brakes that the oil light flashes. The check engine light is constantly on. I think it's because of the oil problem. And then my front left tire, well, let's just say I'm a frequenter at gas stations to fill it back up. So I decided, my wife, or I should say my wife with prodding, said, you need to get a new car. And I thought, all right, well, what do I actually want? And we thought for a long time, and we decided we wanted to get a truck. Why a truck? Because then we could have a 5th wheel camper, and we could do camping, and we could be getting back into something that we love. Our kids are old enough where they can be in tents. I don't need a big camper, but my wife and I do like a cushy bed. Tent camping is fun, but I'm of an age where I'm finding that tent camping does not agree with me as much anymore. So I have decided I'm going to go out and look for a truck. And my first step is I open up Google. I need a truck. I have no affiliate, or I have no preference on style or anything. I need 6 people and pull a camper. And thus my journey began. And the frustrations began. And the recommendations began. I asked my friends. Every one of them had a different idea. They mentioned words like Duramax and V6 and diesel and gas. And then they started talking about Cummins and why Rams are better than Ford and why GMC is the king. And I don't know. I mean, I want a truck. I just want to drive a truck and get to the campground. And so I thought, I know what I'll do. I will find somebody who knows a lot about this. I'll go to a car dealership. Well, I go to the car dealership, and they're selling me all these trucks that are on the lot. Here, test drive this one, test drive this one, test drive this one. How much do you want your monthly payment to be? We can give you a 7-year loan at only 6%. No wonder people are poor. So I'm going through this. I've test driven about 6, 7 trucks this week, and I still don't know what I want. And I just want a truck. And so I thought, I know, I'll go to Google again, and I'll try again. Research, what's the best truck for towing a camper? Okay, there's a good site called TrueCar. I tried that out. What are the best trucks in the area? I just want a truck. Blog after blog I've been reading through, and I'm on Thursday here. I started this search on Sunday. I'm probably 30 hours into looking, 40 hours into looking. I'm no closer to my goal. I just want a truck. And it got me to thinking, like, what am I doing here? And why can't I just get a straightforward answer? And at some point along the way, when I'm reading through towing capacity and truck bed length, and I'm getting into like what the best body types are, and when they changed in 2015 on the F-150 to aluminum, and next year they're changing the Dodge Rams, and I've forgotten why I'm buying a truck. Does anybody remember why I want to buy a truck? Camping. I just want to spend time with my family. And so I came with this idea. The title of my presentation is going to be Why Buying a Truck Reaffirmed My Business Strategy. And the business strategy being get to know the client, people over processes, agile principles. Sometimes we get so busy with our selling our product that we forget why we're selling our product and what the client actually cares about. And so our area of expertise is in technology. And I thought to myself, like, how much frustration is there around technology? Like, I just want to buy a car. That's a limited field. But in technology, it's very daunting. I've been doing this for almost 20 years. I've got an advanced degree in this stuff. I'm intimidated when I open up a new project because there's so much out there. There are so many people in the space that I have to spend my time thinking about, okay, do I need to get SAN here? Do I need to go to the cloud? What kind of technology do I need to implement? Do we need to hire a custom developer? And just all these thousands of questions. But in the field, it doesn't matter if you're in technology or if you're in art or if you're in some kind of sales, you just want to be able to do your job. You want to be able to run your company without having to deal with all the incentives that everybody has around you, everybody trying to sell you something new. You just want clear advice on what's going on. I want to buy a car. I would love somebody to come up to me and say, just buy a Dodge Ram 1500 with this in it. It costs you $20,000, you're done. They have no incentive in it, and that's what I want. I want to see more of that in the business world, where people are giving independent advice that we can say, somebody who's on my side. I have somebody helping me build my business, which is what I want to do in the first place. The car salesman doesn't know or really care too much about what I'm going to use it for. He only asked once. Like, well, what do you need? Oh, I wanted a truck so I can tow a camper with it. He didn't ask me like my style of living, or what I liked, who I am, like what kind of truck would fit me best. To the credit of the professionals I work with, the realtors are the ones who actually ask me those questions. Like, good realtors ask me those questions, like, what kind of family do you have? What's your lifestyle? How can we move forward? Let me help you find a house that'll match what you want. It's not just a 4-bedroom now. Now I get this question of, who are you? What do you like to do on the weekends? What kind of house makes you feel comfortable? What does your home look like growing up? And now this person's getting to know me, and so they can actually get me a product that works. So I have 2 quotes here, 2 people that I love. One is Sherlock Holmes. You guys, anybody here read Sherlock Holmes?
Oh, yeah.
The whole clean attic is something that I struggle with personally. People always make fun of me because if I walk into a bar or into a group of friends, I know nothing about sports. I am an All-American. I did very well in college, track. But I couldn't tell you who the AD of any given college is. Why is that? I spend most of my time in one area of focus. My brain cannot contain that much knowledge. And I was reading through the works of Sherlock Holmes last year, and this section really got to me. When they found out that Sherlock Holmes did not know anything about how the solar system functioned. Nothing. Didn't we go around the sun? It doesn't matter. So the section is, what the deuce is the solar system to me? You say we go around the sun. If we went around the moon, it would not make a penny worth of difference to me or my work. And now that he knows the fact, he'll do his best to forget it. And the point is, like, I really don't care about a Cummins engine. I really don't care about how many cylinders I have. What I care about is this going to solve my problem? Is this going to get me where I'm going? I don't want to be able to tell you everything about this car. I'm not going to sit around and brag about it. I will drive up and it'll get parked, and that'll be the last time I talk about my truck, unless I say, hey, I'm going out to camping this weekend. And I won't think about it again. And this partitioning of knowledge, so finding experts that you can talk to about things so you can focus on your business, is the way I see the world going more. We have a lot more communications coming up. We have a lot easier way of finding experts. The problem is sorting through who's got an incentive to help you and who's got an incentive to sell a product. And this is a really hard thing to discern in the world today, because somebody's always selling you something. And so the point of this is like, you guys all have your areas of expertise. You're very good at something. And being able to teach people about that something you're passionate about is fantastic. And then also learning about what that person that's sitting next to you, what do they care about? What is their area of expertise? And how can you help them realize their dreams? How can you get them out camping again? They don't care about the car you're selling so much as will it get their problem solved. I can come in and I can talk to you guys about the cloud all day. One of my hats I wore in the past was I was an AWS architect. Does anybody know what that means? Oh, yay. That's right, yeah. But you shouldn't care unless you're in that field. And I could talk to you all day about how that works, how data center links work, how these highly technical things go through the day and will solve all your problems, but you don't care. What I need to be doing is asking you, what do you want to do today? Where do you want to go? How can I solve your problems? Tell me about your problems. Let's go out and get a beer. Let's talk about this. Tell me what your problems are so I can solve them. I don't need to teach you technology. What do I need to teach you is how do I get you to where you're going? I don't have a laptop. I don't have fancy sales material. I get asked in our coaching sessions quite a bit, hey Adam, can I have some sales material? And I go, you know what my sales material is? Anybody want to guess what my sales material is? Well, it's a whiteboard marker. That's my material. But I'm the sales material. You're right. And so I walk into a room with a whiteboard marker. I walk in with my personality, and I walk in with, well, probably a piece of paper, and maybe my iPad here just as a backup. Because I'm trying to get to know the person. And that's what I would like to walk into a car dealership and let them get to know me. And then say, hey, you know what? I see what you're looking for. This is your first truck that you're buying in a long time, so you don't have a lot of equity to trade in. I got a great truck for you. It'll be a great starter truck. It'll pull your camper just fine. In maybe 3 to 5 years, you can trade it up. That's what I'm looking for. So when I'm looking for a car, when I'm looking for a relationship with one of you, or when I'm looking for a relationship with somebody else, I want the relationship. I don't want the product. I want you to help me be successful. And that's the important part of what I wanted to talk about today. And it just occurred to me while I was looking for this truck. It's 10 o'clock at night. I finally went and grabbed a beer or a glass of wine, I don't remember which one it was. And I go, holy crap. This is the same problem that we tried to solve with our business. And like, now there's got to be somebody out there who's an auto expert I can talk to who has nothing to sell me. And so that's when I turned to Facebook and I learned about everybody's very passionate responses to which truck you should have. And if you don't get this engine, you're just doing yourself a disservice. And I was like, oh, now they all have incentives too. Like, I just want advice. That's all I want. I want to go camping with my kids. And I haven't even started looking for a camper yet. Huh? You know, I originally thought that I would be a cabin person. I love cabins. I've rented cabins up in Estes. I've rented cabins in Grand Lake. I think they're fantastic. But there's something about, like, I grew up with a camper, so there's a nostalgia component to it. Good old StarCraft pop-up. You know, it's always that first time you're sleeping on the bed and it collapses. Or that time you pull into the Canadian border and you can't pull anything out, so you just sleep in the car. Or when there's a bear warning and you realize that your entire camper is made out of cloth. So, you know, I wanted to have my last section here be, just on this story, be something more. Your competitors are all trying to sell a product. Be something more than that. Be a friend. Be a counselor. Be somebody that they can trust. Be somebody they can come to when they're thinking, I need help with art design or web design. I need help with real estate, or I need help with your area of expertise. And they tell you this in every sales presentation you go to, but it's always good to have a refresher, because we always forget it. I forget it all the time. Like, I need to have that relationship. And the tricks I use in my own company to make sure I keep that relationship going are the 5 whys philosophy. Everybody familiar with that? It's okay if you're not. I wasn't until a year ago. The 5 whys philosophy, I think it was Toyota. Anybody know? It's Toyota. And the question is, like, when you have something you want to do, ask yourself why 5 times. Why do I want a car? Because my one's falling apart. I'm tired of it going dee 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 if I hit the brakes, and the kid's going, "What's that, Daddy?" Nothing. We're not going to die. I asked myself, okay, my car is dying. Okay, well, why is my car dying? Because I've waited too long to get a new one. Okay, well, why do I have a car in the first place? To get my kids to school. I got a van because I wanted them to be safe. I need to get a car seat in and out. We went from 0 to 4 kids in 4 months. So we needed something easy. And so we hit the easy button, got a minivan. We have 2 minivans now. And so now the kids are older. I'm like, well, why do I need the car? I don't need the car for the ease of car seating, everything, because I don't have them anymore. Well, why do I want a car then? I need to be around town. And I also would like to spend more time camping. So that becomes a why. Well, why do I want to spend more time camping? Well, my parents are getting older, my kids are getting older, and I want to spend more time to have more opportunity. These are the whys you keep going down. So I've gone from I just need a new car because my car is old to the root of the passion of why I want a car. I want to go camping. I want to spend more time with my family. What vehicle is going to get me there? So when you're talking to clients and they ask you a question, you ask them 5 whys. And it's just a really easy way to get to the root. Because in technology, it's really easy to get lost. I've managed IT departments. I've managed cybersecurity departments. I have been part of very, very complex solutions in larger companies in Lincoln and led teams. And we get lost in that. We need to upgrade the SAN. I need $1.2 million. We're going to bid out the project and go. But we didn't ask why we needed that piece of technology. When I started asking myself those questions, I found my budgets were starting to get more simple, and they're starting to get easier, and we're starting to becoming more productive as companies. And we're starting to move forward and get places. The second part of that is, what is the purpose of your company? Keep that clean attic. If you spend too much time broadening out, are you really good at any one thing? If I'm a technology company, should I be playing around in the fluffy bunny space? Maybe not, but I do have a lot of hamsters for sale, if anybody needs some. Not for sale, I will give them to you. Evidently, our 2 female hamsters, we learned a very nice biological lesson with our kids. But I'm not going to go into the hamster business. We're a technology company. We're advisors. We draw our line in the sand. We're lazy. We don't actually do anything. We just advise. Are you spending time on things that are important to your business, or are you just in the weeds all the time? 9-box exercises, all those fun little things you can go through. What is important to your business? Why did you get into business in the first place? What are you doing with this time? Are you distracted? Is there a way to offload that distraction? Is there a way to find something that empowers you to focus on what you're good at? And that's about the end of my fun little story of buying a truck. No, I have not bought a truck yet. I'm not looking forward to this weekend of going out and test driving more. I've got like 3 or 4 more feelers out to dealerships to figure this out. But I'll get there. Eventually, I will be driving some kind of truck. One flavor or another, I will be getting there. And then I get to start the nice process of buying a camper. But at least there's a fewer dealers there. I can end with a little bit about my company, or if you guys have any questions about finding your passion and identifying what your customers need.
Exactly. One question about that. You mentioned, you emphasized the importance for building relationships. Couldn't agree with you more. But do you think that we rely on technology too much to do that for us now?
Technology should be an augmenter of communication, not a distraction. The moment you start getting that distraction is the moment you say, ooh, man, am I really doing this right? When you walk around and you can't tell if you have your phone in your hand or not, that means you're relying on technology too much. Because it's always in your hand. Your body has gotten so used to it, it now does not distinguish it from your body. You're probably too reliant on your technology. But I think technology is it should enhance your communications. If you find your relationships are falling apart because of technology, cut off the arm. Start finding a way to make your relationship stronger. There are some relationships I maintain that are stronger in my personal life because of things like Facebook or LinkedIn. People I would never have been in contact with. Social groups I would never have seen had it not been for that particular communication style. However, you can also see relationships go very south because you didn't pick up the phone and have this deep conversation that needed to be had. So yes.
Can you tell us about Virtual C? No, if you want referrals from this group, who are you looking for to help?
Yeah, sure. We've actually grown an intense amount in 8 months. We are almost at capacity from a employee standpoint. So I'm actually going to go to that seminar about hiring and learn about that because I know nothing about hiring an employee. I just started looking up insurance plans and man, small business insurance plans, that's hard stuff. But I went out and I'm trying to find a company that is going to help us walk through that and determine what the best there's a whole slew of things that come on with that, and rules and regulations around how to get insurance. But referral-wise, what we really do is we're a trusted advisor. We do not work on anything. We do not fix your website. We do not fix your technology. We do not come in and say, oh, let me fix that wireless access point for you. Let me get you a new router. No, what we do is we come in and say, what does your company want to do? Do you need to downsize your IT department? Do you need to scale faster? Do you need advice on how to do things? In my story, the role I would play is somebody needs to buy a truck. I don't sell trucks. I don't do anything. I just come in and act as a broker, and I say, what are you looking for? I get no kickbacks. Let me help you find the truck that fits your lifestyle. You know, you probably really don't need a truck because you're going to look at a trailer camper, which is going to give you a better bang for your buck because you're money conscious. Let's look into an SUV of some kind that can have the pull capacity that you need. That's where I fit in. So for your business, I am the middleman. I am the person who can negotiate and offload these problems to. My partner and I spend a lot of time coaching other companies on how to do this. And we talk to multi-service providers a lot around the world. We get clients in Canada and Australia, Connecticut, Maryland, and Texas and California, I think. I think it covers the big states. And we're constantly teaching them how to use and develop relationships over just selling more technology. Because technology gets in the way. Sometimes you have too much technology. I don't have a laptop. I have a desktop at home. I have a touchscreen monitor because why? Adam loves markers. When I'm giving a presentation online, I am touching that screen and drawing stick figures and all sorts of just horrible drawings to get my point across because I don't do PowerPoint. I will when I have to. Sometimes you just can't get around that, but there will be no animations. What we do is we come in. If you have a company that is struggling with IT, is struggling with technology or their purpose, you bring us in and we act as an independent advisor. And we help walk them through it. We work on retainer only, and we get no incentives. We do not get any more or less money based upon what you guys buy, or your friends buy, or however it works. We are just there to help the company and build that relationship. And we do it through we meet with you on a weekly basis. We meet with your heads and try to figure out what's going on. We interview your people and talk to them. What is actually going on? One of our last clients, we saved $70,000 in the first 6 months. And plus one FTE they did not have to hire in 2018. They just had so many inefficiencies. They had a technology company providing for their needs, but they just weren't looking holistically at what was going on. And shortly we're hoping to help out a bunch of schools in Nebraska, about 37 schools in Nebraska, to help them upgrade their technology for the kids. And not just upgrade, but appropriately apply it. Do they need laptops? Do they need to have computer labs? Would it be better for them to move to simple devices? Would it be better for them to move to paper? We don't know. But we won't know that until we actually talk to them. I don't get you more technology. I strip away everything, and I look at what do you actually need to do your job well. Sometimes it means that you got to pick up a piece of paper instead. Sometimes it means you need to throw the laptop out the door and pick up a whiteboard marker. It just depends on what your company needs. There is no one size fits all. Technology is hard. First person to admit that is difficult. And we're there to make it simple. We are the easy button. So referral-wise, that's what we're looking for. Companies that are in distress, companies that need help, and just don't know who to talk to.
Two-part question. What do you see as your greatest challenge in terms of helping people understand what you do for your business? Part two is what is the biggest challenge you find your clients have?
My biggest challenge right now is we're a blue ocean. We're the first to do this in Lincoln. We're the first to do it in the Midwest, I believe, actually. It's more popular on the coasts, where you have a lot more retiring IT managers starting these kinds of companies. And the biggest challenge is trying to get them to understand that we are not trying to sell them, that we are just trying to come in the door and act as a partner on their team. Just like they have an attorney, just like they have a CFO, we act as the CIO. And we do it for really cheap. The second thing is the biggest problems that our clients have is technology bloat. They're overusing technology. And they don't understand the opportunities that are out there to do things simpler. Vehicle tracking is a really great thing for construction companies. How many of them are actually using it? In school systems, people are, oh, we need to have one-to-one laptop programs. Well, why? Kids already know all the laptop stuff at home. They already know tablet stuff at home. We originally had computer labs and tablets in schools to teach them how to use technology. These kids know how to use technology as of kindergarten. You need to shift your focus.
What do you say, what do you want?
No. There's certain stresses in life I don't need. But the purpose being is, like when I'm talking to these schools in particular, and this is a good example, and because I have a very big passion for helping schools, is why are you using laptops in your classroom? Are you delivering more content to your kids? Is that content you want to deliver to them? What experience do you want your kids to walk away with? One of my dreams right now is to deliver to parochial schools this idea that streaming, because parochial schools usually have access to a lot of missionaries. Well, rather than focusing all their attention on delivering content within this portal, what if this missionary over in Africa who's dealing with hunger amongst kids gave a presentation that your third graders could watch? Now, instead of learning about Africa from a textbook, they're learning about it from somebody who's actually working there. And this is a resource that the school already has. You have thousands of them. What if you're actually going to talk to somebody who's doing language translation in Spain or in South America? And somebody could talk to your kids about Spanish and what it means, rather than just learning about the textbook. These are things about technology that can change. And the reason why these are going to change the world is because we're asking the question of why. What is the purpose of technology, rather than, oh, you'd upgrade my laptop, it's 4 years old. That's the wrong question here, people. Why do you have a laptop in the first place? I could go into a huge history lesson on why we have laptops and why we have computers. You don't want to hear that lecture. It's boring.
Do you have a specific industry you like to work with and a specific size of company?
It depends on what the problem is. We have a Fortune 500 company signing up for us right now for our coaching services in Agile. But I personally, Adam Walter, have been aiming at the education industry, but we would like to start getting more into healthcare, helping people understand like how to implement better systems for patient care. We'd like to see ourselves getting more into manufacturing and construction companies, but we really are agnostic when it comes to this stuff. My ultimate goal as a business owner is to have people with 20, 30 years of experience, maybe want to retire or maybe want to phase out, and they need a place to land. Maybe they have experience in the healthcare industry for the past 30 years. Bringing them into our company where they can help several companies, where they can help several clinics at a time, not just one hospital or one clinic, and walk them through it. So we do have a focused expertise. That's our long-term vision, is to have expertise in each of these areas. And not just in IT, but also in executive leadership, and financial leadership, sales. We're only 8 months old. We're a very young company. We just started in technology because that's what I know. We just expanded into agile leadership because that's what Andy knows. And we're sticking to our areas of expertise. So we're not really in a specific size. We're serving everybody from, say Fortune 500s to small little schools. It just depends on who needs help at the time.
You forgot the most important question you'll be asked as a truck owner. Can you help me move?
I'm a big guy. I get asked that question whether I have a truck or not. So I say, do you have pizza? Do you have beer? Same question since college. And how early do I have to be there? So.
Minivan with a hitch is probably what you need.
Yeah. My minivan, I pulled down, in that time of country, I pulled down all the seats, and I've been very impressed with that as a utility vehicle. I can do more, I will put it out there, I could do more with my minivan than any other car in the market except for a truck. It's just crazy how versatile those things are, especially the Italian countries, which are now defunct. We got taken over by the Pacificas, which drives so much better, by the way.
questions?
I'm just curious as to how you go about marketing and finding people to align with. Are you phone calling them? Obviously, you're not, sticking a bunch of ads somewhere. So how do you connect with the people who can utilize your services?
That's the $1 million question right now, especially with the blue ocean strategy. I don't know. Way we've been getting clients is word of mouth, presentations. Like ironically, like we got one of our biggest clients. Like, and he happened to be speaking at an event, and they're like, "Man, can you come talk to our company?" We're like, "Yeah," and it landed us a contract within 2 weeks. Right now, we have not done a big marketing push. We haven't been advertising really. It's just largely been word of mouth. People recommending, like, "Hey, you should really go talk to this virtual seat company. They can help you out." So it's been very organic right now, very grassroots. Maybe someday we can get into a marketing campaign. I know nothing about marketing campaigns. When it gets to that, I will hire a marketing expert to figure it out for
Sounds
me.
like your relationship strategy is working.
It is so far.
Yeah, exactly.
So far, the relationship strategy is working. And look at all those coaching ads I get on Facebook and on like, we will eat $10,000 a month within 2 months. Well, I've already outgrown that. So, and we're 8 months in, and but they're like, talk about people over processes and these different methodologies, and like, well, we are doing that. I mean, that's why we're succeeding. Maybe I accidentally stumbled onto something here. I will never say I'm a marketing expert. Never, ever, ever. I am not a market expert. I've seen what market experts do, and they are worth their weight in gold and then some. But that is not me. I will help solve your IT problems. If you guys ever need just like a quick talk, just feel free to reach out to me. I'm not going to charge you for an hour, but if you come and have a problem, just let me know. And I'm here to change the way IT is done, because I spent 15 years in IT, and they're doing it wrong. They're spending too much time talking about their technology and what they want to upgrade and how many tickets are going to close today. And are you an Apple person or are you an IBM person? Do you like Dell or do you like HP? That's not the question they need to be asking. They need to be getting on the road with the salespeople. They need to be getting in the trucks with the construction workers. And they need to be asking them, what can I do for you today?
As a thank you for being our speaker and sponsor today, we want to give you a Focus Suite mug. And please feel free to hang around as long as you like, network, set a goal of meeting one new person before you leave. You can hang around as long as you like. Please be back next week for Ann and Steve with Postcard Jar. They are travel bloggers, and I'm sure they'll have some interesting experiences to share. So with that, feel free. I assume that you would. Oh yes, will you be our?
I'm kind of looking interesting.
No, I don't care if you do. Go ahead.
Hold on, mine's textured. John Radway.
John Radway. Thank you much. Feel free to come up and ask Adam more questions. Share business cards with each other, and we will see you next week. Thanks for being here.